Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Borderline Hooligans podcast. To the right of me, we have Alex.
I like liver.
To the left of me, we have Aaron.
I like chicken.
And to the left of him, we have Brennan.
Alex, please deliver.
Welcome to the podcast.
Who are you?
You never introduced yourself,
Oh,
asshole.
yeah.
Who are you? You looked at me with such
It
seriousness.
confused me with they were done with the Meow Mix please deliver. And it's done. It was,
Who are you?
I already said it. My name's Brady. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, that's
There we
true.
go. You got
I
it.
missed that, I guess. Alrighty, so Brady, you ready?
Alex also did the liver thing in the wrong direction.
I know.
It's chicken, then
I like
liver.
chicken.
Yeah,
I don't care.
improvise.
We do.
It matters.
Anyways, next up, leading off this episode,
I'll edit it.
Ooh, I already seen it.
Brady's dose of alcoholism for this week.
Blue tick.
We have a lovely
Some-
blue tick today.
Nectar of the Gods.
Joke's on you. You have to finish it.
Joke's on you. This is the best sheep beer out there.
It is.
Oh, man.
That's the
It is.
closest thing to your favorite drink when it comes to beer.
Oh,
he actually-
Solid.
You gotta do
Solid.
it. I've done it before, but
Was just the fact that we were all quiet for it.
another one of them beers where the flavor's not good, but it goes away fast.
I gotta pull up the chart, don't I?
It's getting to the point now where I don't remember what some of the other stuff tastes like. So, rating it on the chart.
We're double fisting tonight, boys.
Double fisting
goodness.
Miller Lite
My
and Old
goodness.
Milwaukee. A man of class.
Indeed.
Well, I guess we can just have you try. Also, some Crown Apple.
You gonna put it in a container? Or...
Yes, I have a cup.
Thanks.
No, you're going to drink it straight from the bottle.
Yeah, you're gonna finish the bottle.
You gotta throw the cap away.
Throw the cap away. There it
I
goes.
swore it was gonna hit me in the head.
Open cherry on top right there.
All right, I think I lied about the flavor going away. There's a hint of it just stuck there.
Are you talking about the alcohol or like the actual taste?
Actual taste.
I'm gonna need that cap back, Brady.
We're not actually finishing this bottle.
No,
I don't drink Apple Crown.
Oh, there's not that much left.
no, there's
The
not that much left, but I
smell
don't
of
feel
apple crown, I will admit, pretty good.
Yeah.
I like
It does have
I'm a
good
green
smell.
apple guy, I will admit.
Brady takes a swig. The face he makes.
Ooh.
So this tastes like cough syrup, like medicines that you had to take as a kid.
Excuse me?
Oh,
I never really got that out of
what did I
it.
taste the other day that was exactly the same? I think there was something during our Labor Day party they had me try. Same kind of taste.
Interesting.
No, not a fan. It smells so good compared to the way it tastes.
Okay, is it above or below Dickel?
Where's Dickel at?
I'm
haven't-
doing a separate one for liquors.
Oh. I would say below Dickel.
I was going to say, you didn't seem to
Ooh.
mind it too much.
Dickel, I don't remember having to make a terrible face to drink it. That, not.
No, that face you made was fucking priceless.
Oh, it was awful.
It was not good. And the taste stayed for so long. Didn't burn as much as Dickel, but the taste stayed for far too long.
Hmm.
Way farther past its due.
How about a blue tick?
Blue
I swear
tick.
to fuck, you say below a red tick, I'm going to punch
No,
you in the
I don't think it's
face.
below a red tick because the flavor went away pretty fast. To be honest, I remember not liking a summer shandy a lot, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go just below Miller Lite.
Huh.
I'm starting to forget how some of these things tasted. That's the problem here.
So,
So
you're
what you're
telling
saying
me we
is-
gotta have like a continuous taste test for you?
We
I
have
love-
a marathon episode,
I love how you have tick spelled out differently between
Two
blue
different
and red.
ones.
and both of them are wrong.
yeah.
That was like this year we were planting our garden, and Dad told me to make some stakes up to put on the ends of the rows so we knew what was what. And he told me to write like 4 of them that said corn on them. And one of them I spelled corn with a K, and he picks it
Nice.
up to put it in the ground and goes, "Oh, corn is in the band, huh?"
We're
Yes.
playing the band.
The flavor's still stuck there. I'm not. No.
What, the crown apple?
Yeah,
Drink some water, man.
I've completely forgot about the blue tick taste.
Wash away that taste with some Dickel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll help.
Yeah.
It will.
You have a Dickel taste in your mouth.
Wa- That sounds bad.
That
Wash away the
sounds
bad flavor
terrible.
with a slightly less bad flavor. I will admit, I'm putting all this stuff on a list. But if you would take this alcohols list and then just put regular drinks with it, all the alcohols would be at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the point.
Just saying, like
Oh, yeah.
you put Gatorade on the list, Gatorade instantly at the top. You know,
Well, no shit. You don't like the alcohol taste.
yeah.
It's why you don't fucking drink, you sober asshole.
Not the only reason, but it's one of the major ones. It's
You know,
like ass.
speaking of a sober asshole, have you figured out a price?
Ooh.
No.
You got to think of a price before fucking New Year's, dude. That's when
Yeah.
we're going to do it.
Oh, whatever. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on my terms.
I
Thank
think
you.
200 still stands then.
I think the 200 still stands. We'll do it here with just us. If that makes you comfortable.
For
That would
those, of
be
you that
about the
don't,
only way I would do it.
for those of you
Okay.
that don't remember, Brady made a bet with Alex that it would take like $200 for getting
We had a
him drunk.
discussion.
Long story short, Brady said it would take $200 to get him drunk. Like we all pay him $200 altogether.
Not each.
Yeah.
Not each.
I would
No,
not.
you're
do
not
that.
getting enough money to buy a new gun off me, you fucking asshole.
Could you imagine? Then I'd probably really have to do it. Like it'd be like hell, fucking yes.
Of course you would.
Brady, show me the fucking gun, and then I'll do it, all right? No other way I'm doing it.
Oh man.
So anyways, I guess I'll talk about what I had written down.
Please do. Please do. You
You
seem
guys
pretty
are
excited
all-
about that.
Yeah, you guys are all aware that I don't dream very often.
Ooh, no, that's
Oh.
right.
This
Yeah.
excites me. I want to see you dream.
It
I
was
really
a
do.
weird ass fucking dream.
Hell yes.
Where does it take place? A movie theater near us.
All right.
It's us four and a guy that works for my boss. Like, whenever my boss would subcontract someone to frame, he'd be one of the guys framing. For some reason, he was working the movie theater. Like, he was like giving out popcorn and shit. And I don't know what movie we're watching, but all I remember is that we're all sitting there, and like for some fucking reason, like he's cleaning up the aisles and shit, and there's just a bucket of popcorn that's filled with piss. Piss.
Nice.
It gets better, all right? What does he do with said popcorn? Throws it on Brennan's head.
Aaron doesn't dream for who knows how long, and this is what his mind.
This is
comes
my
up with.
fucking dream. What happens next? I throw his ass outside. And I continuously beat the ever living fuck out of him.
You like this guy in real life?
I mean, he's not a mean person or anything.
You're like an acquaintance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we're not friends, but like, you know,
I don't
You-
hate this person.
we have to work together sometimes whenever he helps us with concrete or whatever, so I just get along.
Okay.
But I don't know. It was just a royal beatdown of this guy. And then like I get his boss comes out. He's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then I explained to him how he threw a bucket of piss on Brennan, and he was like, "Oh yeah, do whatever they want with him. He's fired."
I
Yeah.
like this idea of you bringing up your dreams on podcasts.
'Cause they're fucking weird.
Because like they're not going to be very often, and 'cause
No,
if we
no.
talked about every dream I ever had, we'd be here all night. I mean, I dream a lot. I never knew that until we talked about this.
I don't dream that often.
That's weird.
And my dreams are a lot calmer. The last dream I had, a girl asked me to shave everything but the mustache. And all I remember from that dream is literally going to feel my face and feeling baby cheeks but the mustache. And I'm like, this feels weird. That's all I remember from my dream.
It's always really weird when you're in a dream and you swear you're like feeling a certain texture, but like it feels super real, and then you wake up and you're like, how was I?
It's like, where did I feel that at?
Yeah, like you
know?
swear you're feeling it.
I mean, your brain's weird.
Yeah, your brain can really make you believe things.
I mean, there's the placebo effect, and that's been proven multiple times. So
Yeah, it was probably a good thing I wrote that down because I completely fucking forgot that I had a dream. That happened, I want to say, a day or two after we recorded.
last
That's a
time,
weird thing about dreams is they're very easily forgettable.
Like they say that everybody dreams. Like you always dream every night, but you just don't remember whenever you
Mhm.
wake up.
That's what they say.
I
I've
don't
never
believe
heard
that.
like a. You've never heard that?
I've heard that, but I don't
Oh.
believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I don't. I've never seen any like refutable source say it. I've just heard it from people basically. So
Right.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe we'll have to do some research on that and come back on that topic.
So that's my funny story.
There you go.
I had a note from last week to talk about a story I randomly remembered after the podcast. But I used to work at the chicken farm way back when I was pretty young. And so there's this room in the pit of
Pit.
this old chicken barn. Great song.
Fell into the pit.
But
Terrible song.
Great
disagree.
song.
You fight me on that.
But there's this room that all it does is house this two really big water tanks that are used whenever it gets really hot to like suck, or they like suck the water mist into the building to like cool the building down.
Mhm.
And this room needs cleaned like every other room does. And that was kind of my job. I hated cleaning this room because for whatever reason, it attracted all the spiders. I don't know if it's the water or what it is about it. But have any of you guys ever seen The Haunted Mansion? The movie with Eddie Murphy
Oh.
from the early 2000s?
Oh yeah.
There's that scene towards the end where the kid tries to go through the door and like there's spiders all over the door. I'm telling you, it's pretty similar to that. Whenever you would open the door, there's a lot of these like, they kind of look like wolf spiders, but they're a little smaller. They're like grayish color.
Mhm.
You open the door and they just come crawling around the outside, like hundreds of them. So
Oh.
weird. And so it's like an unfinished room as well. So like what do you call them? The beams,
The rafters.
the beams on the wall, I guess.
The framing.
The
The
framing.
2x4.
In between those is just web.
Yeah.
Just all the walls, just web. And the ceiling as well, just web. And like I've seen some spiders in that room that I've never seen anywhere else. Like I'm convinced that there's like 10 species of spiders that exist only in this room and nowhere else in this area.
Just because you never seen them anywhere else.
I've never seen them anywhere else. They're
Wow.
terrifying,
That's fascinating.
but they are everywhere. And I hate cleaning that room. I hate spiders.
So what's the purpose of actually cleaning that room?
It gets surprisingly dirty, to be honest. But part of it is, this doesn't bug me because mice don't bug me. The mice live in the walls of that room for whatever reason. So whenever you walk in it, all you hear is like scratching. And like, because the back wall is kind of finished. It's got tin over top of it. And so like they live between the tin and the walls. So all you hear is them just like running around and little scratching.
Just like
and-
the scurrying of feet. Just
Yeah. There's a lot of them in there,
Yeah.
though. There's like a whole nest back there, I'm sure. So, if you're afraid of them too, I'm sure that would really bug you. There was one time, a big spider landed on my shoulder,
Oh.
and I probably screamed like a little girl, ran out of that thing, and then I broke a broom directly afterwards because I was trying to kill the spider with it. And I did not want to tell my boss that I broke the broom doing that. He was actually not that mad about it, but I was terrified. Not a spider guy.
I can tell.
He's also a teetotaler, so what do you expect?
That's the fucking word. God, I've been trying to think of that fucking word for
Is
the
that what
longest
that word
time.
is?
Yeah.
Yes.
A teetotaler?
No, it's what you are. You don't
I
fucking
know.
drink.
I forgot about that.
I
I've been,
forgot about
dude,
that.
I like every fucking time I try reminding us in the group chat, I'm like, I always try to text him separately because you never know if he's going to get the text because he needs a new fucking phone yet.
Teetotaler.
Yeah.
But I always kept fucking forgetting the word.
That word's funnier than I remember.
Yeah.
Teetotaler.
I thought it was gonna be something that like I don't know. Teetotaler sounds like a joke insult, like an insult from like the 1700s.
It is an insult. Teetotaler.
I don't see it as one, but don't buy alcohol so I can afford to buy guns. So
Don't buy guns so you can afford to buy a house.
Ooh. How's that credit card coming, Brady?
about that.
Do we need to be like your stepdads and start forcing you to do things?
No.
Clean the fucking house.
Buy a fucking phone, get a fucking credit card.
I even told you, get a credit card and use that credit card to buy the phone if you have to.
Not like he doesn't have the money. He just doesn't do things.
Yeah. Saving up for a house.
No, you're not.
No, you're right. I'd rather have a Corvette.
You're gonna live in the Corvette.
That's good to me.
You're gonna live in a van down by the river.
A wise man once told me, you can't race a house. That'd be my cousin. He wants a Corvette as well, so.
Okay.
He's the one that just broke his ankle in that accident or whatever, if you know about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, Brady, do you think more girls will date a guy that lives in a Corvette or lives in a house?
Depends on how cool of a Corvette we're talking.
Are you kidding me?
Okay,
You
first
live
off-
in this thing, though.
First off, you got to find a girl that is actually going to give a shit about your Corvette. Because I tell you right now, a lot of girls don't fucking care.
Well, yeah, they don't know it's a Corvette, but they think it's a cool car. I mean,
A
So
lot
let's
of
go back
girls
to my
also avoid
place.
car guys.
let's go back to my place.
Well,
And
we're
we're
here.
here.
Hey, you
What?
want to go back to my place? You're at the bar. Yeah, sure. Walk out. Well, we're home.
Welcome to my abode.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna smell like ass if you live in that thing.
Anywhere you fucking go, you get out of the car and you lay a welcome home mat on the ground.
Make sure you take your shoes off before you come in.
Your floor mats just say "Welcome Home" on them. That's how that will work.
You get one of like the legitimate floor mats for your house and put them in your as your floor mats in your car.
God damn.
I can see Brady living in a camper before he buys a house.
I can see
No, I don't.
I could see Brady living under a bridge before he buys a house because he needs to buy
No.
more guns.
Yeah, he just have a pile of his guns in the fucking corner of the bridge, but he's fucking freezing cold.
His guns are in an air, temperature controlled, humidity controlled safe. He's out in the cold.
He has an extension cord ran from someone's house.
How did
gotta
you get
keep your
that under the
priorities straight.
bridge?
Gotta keep your priorities straight.
He's eating ramen every day so he can buy more
Hey,
guns and
ramen's
ammo.
good stuff.
Here's the fucking thing. No one's going to kick him out of the bridge because he has a gun.
Right.
A lot of guns.
A lot of guns.
Oh god.
Yeah, leaning into that, I just purchased another one yesterday.
No, go fucking figure. Jesus Christ. Is all you do is buy fucking guns.
Bought a Ruger Precision 22 LR. Uses the same exact magazines as the Ruger 1022, so I have now 7 or 8 magazines that all fit in 2 different guns. Pretty sweet. Have interchangeability.
So do you throw the gun away or do you change mags?
You ever seen those on TikTok? People make funny reload animations.
Yeah.
It's
Those
one
are
guy
sweet. Yeah,
It's one
it's
guy.
just one dude that makes them. But
reloading a stapler. Tactical reload of a stapler.
That's like fucking satisfying to me for
Yes,
some reason.
it is.
Like I'll just fucking scroll through that guy's page for like half an hour. I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing?
it also randomly
Dopamine.
reminds me of the Calibri from Battlefield 1. That little pistol, so tiny.
Oh yeah.
Your character holds it in such a funny way, and they added the whole thing in. It's pretty much a gimmick.
I really liked all the hidden animations in the game where it's like a 1 in 3,000 chance something would happen. Like
Mhm.
I just remember the one is where the guy takes the clip out of the gun, throws the gun, grabs another gun, and puts that clip back in the gun.
Brennan's got a love-hate relationship with Battlefield 1.
He's not a video game guy. That's the
But-
hate part.
It's not the part that he hates. That's not the part that he hates.
Or is it not like historically?
No,
Well, that's
you explain it.
sort of part of it. Yeah, like those games that are based off of historical events aren't necessarily accurate with their guns. They like to really shit on them, but Battlefield 1 especially was really bad for this. It drove up prices on a lot of those guns from that era. It's like stuff that I collect.
All the
Like-
stuff he wants to buy.
It used to be you could find that stuff all cheaper, but then some 14-year-old played that game. Oh, I gotta get that,
Damn EA Sports.
and now they're charging
Ridiculous.
so much
prices.
for them. It's just like, oh, you fuckers.
Well, has the price come back down since the game came out?
Well, that's the thing. There's only so many of those. They don't make new ones,
No.
so the price really doesn't come down.
That's true.
Yeah, it really does suck.
That's a get bent moment right there.
You started collecting at the wrong time.
I was born at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that for the longest time.
That really sucks.
All right, here's a question then. If you guys could be born in any decade, which decade would you choose?
Oh, jeez.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because I never thought about this.
No,
Well,
I
think
haven't
about
either.
it.
Decade, or can I just pick a year? Or
I guess, what decade would you want to live in, I guess?
I'd like to be born in 1990. That way I was at least 10 by the early 2000s. But
So you would want to live through the early 2000s as an adult?
yeah, pretty much. You know,
Like-
getting
It'd be kind of cool to see, you know?
I wouldn't want to deal with that 2008 recession.
No.
Well, no.
I also wanted to experience Y2K. Because looking back at Y2K now that I know nothing happened, like what the people were worried about was really stupid.
Well, it was just the same thing that happened with COVID. They said water and electricity was going to go out and blah, 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 blah. So guess what people did? They
Did you hear
started,
the reasoning for why Y2K they thought was going to happen?
because all the computers were going to reset to 0.
Yeah, because computers didn't have numbers in it to figure out
Yeah,
2000 in the year.
because they were all worried about it was going from 99 to 0.
I was 26 days late experiencing Y2K.
Yeah,
I was barely born. I got to experience it
You
too.
get to live through Y2K. I'm jealous.
I wasn't even one.
It's one of the most events in history that always seem to be weirdly interesting to me. I will admit it's kind of like 2012. Like I remember being
that fucking dumbass movie coming out.
I remember being that age though and being terrified of the world
Why?
ending. Terrified.
I mean, we were like 12, 13 whenever.
I was
I
12.
wasn't freaked out about the world ending. I joked about it, but I didn't.
I was terrified. That was one of my biggest fears. It was year after year. Like every New Year's we counted down, there was just that thought in the back of my head, we're getting closer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad. I don't know why. And then it happened, and we were just like, oh, here we are.
And you haven't even thought about it since.
And
Oh,
now
yeah, I
you have
have.
a really bad hentai porn addiction. Look at us now.
Yes, you have
I
to
don't know
live.
if it was, say it's an addiction because he collects it. I don't know how much he masturbates to it.
I mean,
I like the idea
Okay,
of
okay.
somebody collecting hentai, but not being into it. Like, it doesn't make me horny. I just collect it.
Oh my
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, this stuff's absolutely disgusting. Anyway,
wait, so does that mean that Brady has another collection that he does jerk off to?
No, that's not a collection anymore.
Because he's using it.
Yeah.
I use my gun
Not for the
collection.
collection. It's not for the collection reasons.
Okay. So then
That's for
you just
pleasure
have
reasons.
another stack of it somewhere?
A stack of it.
Yes, he has a pile of hentai that is all clean and pristine, and then a sticky ass pile of DVDs.
That reminds me of
They've all got sleeves on them,
Yes.
that reminds me
waterproof sleeves.
of a indie video game that came out within the last 10 years. I'm not even sure what year it was. I don't
Wait.
know what it was called. I just remember snippets of it, but the entire goal of the game is this kid who dies I'm pretty sure he goes to hell, and then your goal is to get through hell just to get back to your normal life for one day to be able to destroy your porn collection so your parents don't find it. That's the entire goal of the game.
God.
I think it's a
kidding me?
pixel game. It's like a 2D side scroller, but
Platformer.
yeah.
Uh,
I love how hentai porn made you think of that.
You said the collection. The collection just kind of made me think of that. But I think at the end you take a flamethrower to copious amounts of porno mags. I'm pretty sure.
You say this kid, so it's like you're 13, you die.
I'm pretty sure that's about the age the guy is in the game. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
God damn.
Shit.
I love games like that don't take
So-
things too seriously.
So, Brennan, what decade would you want to experience?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, back to this topic.
What
Well, we
tangent there.
started it.
I know.
Brendan, think
Um,
about when all your favorite musicians were growing up and they're making their prime. They're
Yeah, I
making their
know.
good music. You
I
could
know, I'd-
experience new music from them.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I'd have to say I'd probably have to be born around like somewhere around my grandparents. Like 1933 to 44, somewhere there probably.
I'd have to say I want to go back to the 70s.
You see,
You're
but
that
then
70 show guy. Huh?
I'd go back and live all that still. I wouldn't be young during that time, but like
No, like just go back and live through that.
I don't
era.
like all that hippy dippy counterculture stuff. So
He's gonna be the guy calling everybody else a hippie at that time.
exactly, except my grandpa. All them hippies are on dope.
And I would be.
Aaron?
I think I'd have to be more on the side of Brady because the only thing that I can think of is like the only thing that really came to my mind was like all the party songs that came out in like the early 2010s.
I didn't even think about that.
So like imagine going to a party and like fucking Dynamite by Teo Cruz just comes out and it's blaring on the speakers.
Oh
Like
my
it's
God.
new music, but it fucking hits hard.
Yeah, because I'd be 20 in 2010.
Yeah.
So like, man, all that music that comes out then, and then I'd also get to still live through like the 90s rock that I enjoy.
And then you still get to enjoy like your childhood that you still had, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, it's similar enough to the years now.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have any comprehension of any of that, so you wouldn't know. Like,
Oh yeah.
just like in a vacuum,
Mhm.
don't consider any of that stuff.
I don't know.
So
I
I'd
just thought it
probably
was
say around the
interesting.
same time as Brady.
So you guys would say it would be pretty born in the right times.
Like to see the fucking PlayStation 2 come out.
Oh man.
Oh my god. 'Cause
You're not
that,
wrong
That
on
fucking
that.
broke the world. Damn near.
The top selling game console of all time.
Is it?
Still is.
I did
What
not
was it,
know
like
that.
500 million copies or something?
I'm not sure, but I know it hasn't been outsold yet.
That
We
doesn't
got
surprise
close,
me.
I think.
I don't think any console that comes out now will ever top that, though.
No.
Especially not if the
No.
PlayStation 5 is as rare to get as it is now.
Well, see, the reason that it is because of literally the companies shorting it so they can
Sell it for more.
sell it for more, and then scalpers. Fuck scalpers. If you're going to be a scalper, fuck you.
I bought mine off a scalper.
Was he a scalper, or did he just take the opportunity to buy multiple? Because a
Um,
scalper would go out and buy several hundred.
Okay, no, So Cam actually knew him through college or whatever. I think it was like one of his old instructors or whatever. He was a pretty cool guy. We met up at a Walmart parking lot, and like Cam was just scrolling through Facebook looking for him for me, and then it was his wife. She put it on her profile that she was selling him, and then he recognized the last name, and then he asked her, and he was like, "Do you know blah blah blah?" And she was like, "That's my husband." I was like, "Okay." So he instructed me in the academy. He's like, "Is there any way I could talk to him?" And then she was like, "Yeah, here's his Facebook." And he was like, "Cool." And so he actually gave me a deal on mine. I paid $850 for my PS5, but that came with 2 controllers, and I want to say the new Spider-Man game that came out, and I think another game too.
Okay. No,
But
because
he said he pre-ordered like 10 or 15 of them.
yeah, that I can't go against because he knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But because there's multiple orders, like there's people out there literally pre-ordering hundreds of them. Like just the intent to sell overpriced.
Right.
And then they don't get taxed on that shit. And I think that's stupid.
Oh shit.
It is bullshit.
I
Bullshit.
just looked it up, and there has been 157.68 million PlayStation 2s sold.
Yeah, that's not going to get broke ever again. They come out too often. And there's no groundbreaking technology like that was at the time anymore. Because that was like the first disc-driven console, right?
First what?
Disc
No,
console.
it's not the first disc driven. There's a couple that came before it, but the big thing that really sold them is they appealed to both sides. They appealed to the gamers being like, yes, being a really good game console. Then they also appealed just like the random people because they sold it as like a media player because they could play discs and stuff too.
Mhm.
And like people were like, yeah, you won't even need to get yourself a DVD player. Just buy one of these. You could do both.
Yeah. But there's nothing that's going to top that anymore.
No.
Ever again.
Nope.
Because the only thing that I can think of that might have topped it is VR, but obviously that hasn't.
Well, you can't lump VR into one console. There's,
Oculus did.
like the Quest is different than whatever HTC made, whatever. They're all different consoles. So I don't see that overtaking it.
No, but I mean, like, if say like who came out with the first VR? Like people, I think it was HTC that came out with the first one, but they didn't make it in all-in-one. They made it for computers that had built
Remember, the
up
one
and
I
all
always
that.
remember seeing is the Oculus Rift. That's like the first one I ever heard of.
But before the Oculus Rift came around, I remember hearing about like Steam's company HTC doing stuff, or Valve's company doing that. But that was with bizarre sensors that you had to put out through your room.
Mhm,
It
you had to
was
put sensors in the corners.
just
And
in
A lot
yeah,
of work.
yeah, and it wasn't all in one, and it wasn't cheap because they made it for people like me that are hardcore gamers. Granted, I don't go for graphics, but I know a lot of them do go for good graphics. They go for good performance, smooth gameplay, and all that sort of
yeah.
stuff. So it
Ooh.
wasn't cheap.
kind of surprised, the second most sold game console of all time. Take a guess.
The Wii. Is it older than PlayStation 2?
Oh,
360?
actually, there is no Microsoft product in the top 5.
Oh, they're all Nintendo.
The DS is the second.
Oh.
And then the third is Game Boy. And then there's PlayStation 4. And then 5 is the Switch.
Surprised the Switch outbeat the Wii.
Original PlayStation outsold the Wii.
That doesn't surprise me.
And PlayStation 3 and then Xbox 360 finally comes in at 9th place.
I mean, the Wii kind of came out at a bad time because whenever it really started to get popular was during the recession. A lot of families didn't have the money to afford a Wii. Luckily, we did.
But I feel like
Yeah.
everybody and their brother had a Wii.
Well, around us, we live in a pretty cheap to live area. Like the whole state's pretty cheap to live
And when there's
in.
like a recession, we get somewhat affected, but like
It doesn't hurt us nearly as much as the people that live in the bigger
No.
cities.
No,
Yeah.
gas prices suck, but
Meh.
like they do now.
we're getting excited about $3.50 a gallon. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
My boss had to up our labor prices $5 an hour
Just to cover.
just to cover for gas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Doesn't surprise me.
We had to do the same thing for our roll-off prices. We had to up those.
Nuts. So, anyway, speaking of crazy things,
Oh no.
well, let's see if I can find it back.
yes.
It was nice
I have
transition there.
I guess we only did this once, so this is now a reoccurring thing. Let's do a conspiracy theory to see if you guys can guess if I made it up or if I found it on the internet.
You kind of want to
So if you
explain
made it
this
up,
concept.
or someone else made it up.
Yes. Sure.
Weird premise.
It's
Well,
been a number of months since we did this. You kind of want to explain the concept.
Yeah, I
to
was going to.
listeners.
So, I have a feeling that this one's going to be pretty easy for everyone to guess.
Oh.
Let's say that right off the bat. But basically the rules is if you're in the audience, I'm going to ask you if you want to play along. Don't look anything up on your phone while you're listening to this. Don't do anything. Just listen. And if you already know, then you already know. If you don't, you don't. And just guess when you're done. Give us an honest answer, I guess. I'll put another poll in the Spotify thing.
Talks about Illuminati.
Meh.
So that would be way too obvious. So anyways, this conspiracy theory is called the Titanic never actually sank.
Okay.
So, I guess the theory goes that a little bit of background. The company that owned the Titanic was called White Star Line. I forget what the other company was named at the time, but they were competing for being the best ship, like cruise ship, travel back and forth, because out back in those times, planes wasn't very commonplace, wasn't very versatile sort of thing. So you had to take ships back and forth. And they got beat out. So they were coming up with 3 new ships. And forget what they called them. They had them called some sort of line. Came up with 3 ships. There was the Titanic, the Olympic, and the Titanic
Yeah, that one got sunk
later.
during World War One.
Yeah. So before the Titanic and the Britannic were finished, they finished the Olympic. And the Olympic went out on a voyage and actually crashed into a military ship and received damage. And White Star Line had to pay a lot of money because, they crashed into a military ship. So the theory goes that they painted over both the Olympic and the Titanic's names. And they swapped the ships before the first voyage. And the voyage was pretty much planned to fail. That the ship was probably going to wreck because it was on its last leg because of how badly damaged it was. And so they sent it out, crashed into the iceberg, and it sunk, and they got a huge insurance claim out of it. One of the big supporters of this is the owner of the company. Didn't cancel. A lot of people say they canceled right before the voyage took off, but they canceled them being on the Titanic for its first voyage weeks ahead of time. And also, too, there was no one could examine the ship publicly. Like, it was all company inspected before the first voyage. And that's all I got.
Pretty sure I've heard this before. I could be wrong on that, but I'm going to say it's definitely a theory that people on the internet have came up with and believe.
See, I've never heard of this. And the fact that there's insurance on this.
That one confuses me as well. I
Yeah.
don't know about
It was basically a giant
Insurance,
insurance fraud is what
but I'm pretty sure this one's real. Like real conspiracy theory.
real
It's
as
weird,
in I
yeah.
found it on the internet and I didn't
Yeah.
make it up.
No, I believe in this. I totally no. Brennan?
Well, he's thinking hard.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it that someone had come up with this.
It sounds like something somebody would, not
No.
you would come up with.
Hmm.
I'm going to say Alex made it up.
Brennan? Gotta lock in your answer.
I think I'm gonna say that you made it up, mainly because you were kind of familiar on like the big details,
Okay.
or like when you got kind of down to like the brass tacks, like you hesitated on the owner, didn't know what his name was or anything like that. Maybe it's just me being anal about that stuff like I am, but like I'm gonna say
Yeah.
you made it up.
I found it on the internet.
Knew it. I'm
Actually,
pretty sure it's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure I've heard like parts of this before.
I was actually trying to find a topic. What I was gonna do was I was gonna originally like just scour the internet like crazy, see if I can find any good ones, and if I couldn't, I was gonna make one up. And I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across it.
I'm pretty sure.
No
I'm pretty
shit.
sure if there's a tragic event in history, somebody out there has claimed that it didn't happen.
You know,
Well, it's not. They're not claiming that no ship sunk. It's just that the Titanic is the Olympic, and the Olympic is the Titanic that sunk.
They swapped them.
Yeah. Of all the sources I found, though, all of them said, "Yeah, we've disproven this, and here's why." I was like,
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's a
want to
lot
know
of
why that.
disproof.
I don't want to know that. I want to
Yeah.
know what would convince people this is real. That's the whole point.
that would have been so hard to pull off though.
It
Yeah.
would have.
Swapping the ships like that, because like if it crashed into a military vessel, like this was a pretty big deal. Like this line of ships, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
They could just cover that up.
Well, it wasn't covering up that. It was that they wanted to get rid of the ship because it was costing so much to repair and blah, 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 blah. So the whole thing is that they got it to the point where it would look good, maybe not run good, sort of thing.
When did the Titanic sink? I'm not big on the.
1912.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't think you could have done that because there had to be some sort of significant damage to the ship.
Yeah, I don't
People
think
would know that it's being harbored somewhere and being worked on. It just would not have worked.
it's too big of a ship
Yeah,
just to swap something like that.
I don't think that would have worked. But as Brady said, anyone can turn a tragic event into a conspiracy theory.
As soon as he started mentioning the Titanic never sank, I instantly came back to the people who are like, the Holocaust didn't happen. It
Oh my
always,
God.
There's always the people that'll say that.
Bush did 9/11.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll have to make one up about a tragic event. Just throw you on a loop.
Your last one is very believable because you fucking Google
had an
Maps that
island.
shit. Yeah, you found this fucking island off of, what was it, Netherlands?
Denmark.
Germany.
Germany?
I
Right
fell for
there.
that one.
I did not. I called bullshit.
I know the other two fell for it. No, it's really hard to find.
Just because that one was so elaborate that
Yeah.
someone
Well,
almost had to have put.
You
all
also
this time and
you
effort
also
into
got to
it.
remember, I came up with this conspiracy theory after being drunk, and I had it all written out on a marker board inside of college when I was fucking around. Like I already had a lot of information on it that I made up and pulled out my ass.
I like this this conspiracy theory with the Titanic, though. I like it. This one's
It's entertaining to
interesting.
think about, but
There's
there's
certain
no way it's real.
conspiracy theories that are just kind of interesting. They're not real, but it's a interesting thought.
Like the lizard people live inside the earth and control everything.
No, not that one.
We're all just human sims.
Yes.
The ones that I always found a lot of interest in is like the JFK assassination ones. People go nuts over that.
Oh, yeah.
There's still a lot of fog over that too. That's the thing.
I wrote an entire essay in school about conspiracy theories for the JFK assassination.
Grassy knoll.
Yeah, the grassy knoll.
I
They're,
still think
The man with the umbrella.
Oh yeah.
my favorite conspiracy theory though is that Adolf Hitler actually escaped. I kind of believe that he got to Argentina.
What do you mean theory?
True.
Uh,
He got to Argentina. He died in Argentina.
I'm kidding, but Brennan's a
Uh,
history buff.
it's not necessarily impossible. I mean, there are plenty of high-ranking Nazis that escaped
Yeah.
to Argentina. So I don't know.
like Brennan.
Brennan, are you a cyborg created by the Nazis in Argentina sent to the U.S. to infiltrate the U.S. government?
Yes.
You're failing at your job.
You've seen the you've seen the video game Wolfenstein, right?
I've heard of it. I've never
Brennan's
seen gameplay or
basically
play.
that. You've played it, haven't you?
I haven't played it now.
Really? I think your brother was big into that.
Both my brothers played it.
I watched him play it at your guys' house once or twice.
Just wait. Next episode, Brennan's not fucking here.
He got found out.
FBI, this is all a joke.
FBI, open up!
Imagine if we get swatted on a podcast.
That TikTok or that clip that people post on TikTok a lot of just I don't even know what movie it's from, but it's just like
No.
FBI, open up! The door slams down
Yeah.
and people start rappelling in from the ceiling. Like
I think
Ladies
it's
and
also a
gentlemen.
comedy.
We got him.
it's a good one as well.
Oh boy, boys.
My, we're a lively bunch this evening.
Yeah.
And
Would
none
you
of
guys-
us really came prepared too much.
What'd you guys do this weekend?
I had a wedding. I was there for about 45 minutes and left.
Good wedding, I guess.
No, Savannah's allergies were making her. Fuck this.
Brennan?
It hardly did much at all. Just watched football pretty much.
Me and Brady went out to eat with my parents.
I didn't eat anything.
Oh.
I had got done eating at Red Lobster.
Thanks for inviting me.
We went to Cabela's, pick up Dad's gun.
Well,
Mm.
I didn't even know Brady was going to come hang out with me. 'Cause he said he was going to Cabela's. I was like, oh, Brady's going to be busy. So I was just like texting my parents because I haven't talked to them in a while. See if they wanted just to do something.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we're going on your aunt and uncle's boat. And we'll meet you up with you afterwards. I'm like, all right, cool. And Brady texted me when I was sitting up at the bar over here with them. Hey, I'm at your house. I'm like, oh.
I just assume you're always here, I guess. So like I walked up to the door and your cat's sitting at the window just looking at me and I try to open the door and the door doesn't open. I'm like, fuck.
I'm at your house. Oh, you want to go out to eat with me and my parents? Sure.
So when you said that, I initially thought that you were at your parents' house. So I was like, holy fuck, you guys got here fast. And then I realized that they were in the area already.
Oh,
I was trying to figure out how the hell you sped at 100 mile an hour with your mom in the back seat.
Car ride smooth. Unless she's looking at the speedometer, she wouldn't know. She was
There you
actually,
go.
she actually borrowed it I think like a month ago, because I had her parked in to go get like some groceries that she needed for whatever meal she was making and to get some milk and shit. And she came back and she goes, "Your car rides way too smooth." I'm like, "Why is that?" She's like, "I was going 80 and thought I was going 60."
Good thing she didn't get pulled over in it.
There you go.
Well, I mean, she was going to the gas station near us, or near their house, so
Oh, okay.
it wasn't like she was going all the way up here.
Right.
I didn't really do a whole lot besides that this weekend. I mean,
Sorry, guys, we had a little bit of a downtime and relax, I guess.
This is why we need that board hanging up in this fucking room.
Yeah,
on the ceiling.
on the ceiling. Yeah, that'd be a
Here we
great
go.
place for it. Easy to
Gotta
reach.
cut out a section of the board though for the ceiling tit.
Just fucking throw it to the ceiling.
I never realized
it elsewhere, Brady.
until we started talking about your ceiling. I did not realize you had a ceiling tit. Congrats though.
Thanks. Why do you think I come in here to masturbate?
On all our mics. We also have one ceiling tit at home.
I'm glad I take mine
I have-
home.
I have multiple ceiling tits.
I remember back in the day, you had to watch where you would put your hands up at Brendan's house because you'd be liable to stick your hand in a ceiling fan.
Yeah, kind of low there.
I also specifically remember sticking a Funyun in your ceiling fan. Do you remember that?
I do not.
It was in your kitchen. I stuck the Funyun up in the air and like watched the fan like come around and like take off little pieces of this Funyun. I think your mom watched me do it. I don't think it was like I will admit, I was not that young. So like I was at least 10 years old. At least. Old enough to know better. Tall enough to be able to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hand me a beer.
I suppose.
Thank you, Aaron. You were such a gentleman and a scholar.
Hmm.
We gotta restock that fridge, don't we? Oh my
Fridge.
god.
Yeah.
Fidge, not the fridge, the fidge.
What now?
Fidge. That's what we're trying to call it now.
You got a speech impediment.
Why?
Me speak stupid because me a little tipsy.
Oh, I see.
It happens.
Plus, me hearing my own voice repeat in my ear kind of makes me fuck up.
Do you take one earmuff off or you listen to the whole thing?
With one earmuff off now.
Do you? Okay, you can't tell by just looking at you. Your hair covers it all up. So
I need to have one ear.
I mean, I start
Yeah.
off with two. I'm trying to get myself accustomed to it, but we don't do
if
this
there was
often
no
enough.
delay, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But the delay causes problems. That's the whole
I
point.
can't remember what speech jammer.
Yeah.
They actually make like an app that does that, and you sound so stupid when you try to talk with a speech jammer on.
I remember I did that with my mom. I showed my mom that and had her talk into it. All of their phones at work do that. So she just
He was used to it.
spoke perfectly.
One time we were on a bus on the way to a field trip, and a guy I'm not going to mention, but he's a real tall pencil guy that went into the Marines, was in my grade in school.
I miss him.
He was
Well,
a
everyone
local,
narrows it down.
local meme. He tried to use one of the speech jammers on his phone, but turned it on without earbuds plugged in. So like the volume that he spoke backfed into his phone repeatedly until it's like when you take two phones and you put them together and it becomes that high pitched noise.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps backfeeding until it gets louder and louder, and he couldn't get it to shut off, so he just shoved his phone in his backpack and like held it real tight. And I was like, "What are you gonna do? Like, you got to take it out sometime."
You gotta close the app, man. That's all you gotta do.
He's like, nope, gonna burn it.
Yep, this is the way it belongs now.
Will be it forever.
You would have burnt that phone and then went out and bought a new one faster than Brady.
Hey,
I imagine we could break Brady's phone and it'll still take longer to get him a new phone than Wilford to get a new gun.
Well,
well, yeah. Swap meet's coming up. So,
Yeah. Buy a
Brennan,
fucking
what you
phone.
buying this year?
I don't know. I'll have to see what's out there. I look for a project. Who knows?
You know what's kind of the thing I noticed the other day about my dad that's kind of sad at this point? Really, like, something I never expected to happen. So he finally got a 6.5 Creedmoor rifle, which is like the one gun that's been on his list for a couple of years now. He's just about out of guns on his list. Like, he doesn't, that was like the last big one on it. So, like, he was telling me the other day, he goes, pretty much any gun I win from here on out, unless it's something super extravagant, I'm probably just gonna have to sell. And then at that point, I don't even know what I'm gonna buy with it. Kind of a sad place to be at.
What would be the point of entering just to see if you could still win?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can get money for it. I mean, you sell it. But
I guess.
it's a sad state to live in, I guess. I've got several things on my list yet. I could go for a while.
You
Yeah.
just pretty much explained what growing old is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine this, Brady, okay. When we take off, imagine having all that money. How quick is your gun list going to go down?
I have a feeling I'm not going to be like my dad, though. He's like, yeah, I got a gun of every caliber I want. I'm like the kind of guy that could have multiples of the same caliber because this one's different than this one because this one's neat. I'm pretty sure my list can just grow.
So you're going to end up like Demolition Ranch.
Pretty much. And new guns come out every day.
That's true.
They come out with new extravagant, weird things.
I know I'd run out of things that I would want to buy it pretty quick.
I may have a Desert Eagle, but do I have a gold tiger stripe Desert Eagle?
There you go.
No.
He has like 5.
I know I have a few more swords I want to buy. I want to upgrade my computer. I want to pay off my house. I want to pay off my car. And I have one car that I absolutely want to buy.
Well,
I
if I
guess
was-
2.
If I was rich, I could do the same thing with cars I do with guns. No problem.
We all know it. Brady's going to be the first one of us to go broke.
Brady would finish that list before he buys a fucking house or a phone.
Yes.
Buy a shop to store said cars.
All right, Brady.
Lives in shop.
We're gonna set a deadline for you to get a new phone. If you
My
don't get a new
birthday.
phone by then,
My
we're gonna go.
birthday.
What?
My birthday
When's your birthday?
next month.
Next month? If you don't get a new phone by then, or at least one ordered, there's gonna be a punishment.
What is this punishment?
We'll have to discuss that.
You have to get drunk with us for free.
Yes.
No.
No, that is the punishment.
Admonish.
Brendan understands that one. Yeah, I like that.
That's why I used
Admonished.
it.
This is not up for discussion, Brady.
All in
Get a new
favor of
phone.
Brady's punishment.
I all opposed.
Aye.
No, he just agreed with it. He didn't say nay.
Punishment's, punishment's bullshit.
Get a new phone. Not that hard.
Fucking teetotaler.
At this
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Tito.
It is a funny word.
Hold the badge.
Teetotaler.
You guys always say that though, as if I have intentions of not buying a new phone. Like,
Yes, we know you have intentions of buying
We
a new
just want you
phone,
to
so
go
this should be
fucking
very
do it.
easy for you to avoid this punishment. We will take the keys to your car. We are telling your mom and dad that you're spending the night here and you're getting drunk with us, whether you like it or not.
So you're gonna commit theft and kidnapping
Yes.
all in one.
Yes.
Yep.
Got it.
Damn right we are.
And we're white, so we'll get away with it.
All right. That reminds me of. I'm not gonna mention the podcast specifically because it gets kind of political. But if anybody knows what it is, they'll understand the podcast. Brendan, The Adventures of the White Privilege Boys.
You know, I was going to say that before you even brought it up. I was going to say, the White Privilege Boys.
There's a podcast me and Brendan both watch where they've got a segment of the Adventures of the White Privilege Boys, and they commit like terrible crimes and then like tell the cops like stupid things, and then you just get away with it. Get away with it. And at the end, it's like an old style cartoon they always play it in. At the end, it's always just like Join us next time on the next installment of The White Privilege Boys.
Jimmy, Billy, Tommy, you cannot commit arson. Oh, but Officer Bob, or whatever, it's just like, oh, well, next time I catch you guys, oh, you watch. It's a good thing you're white.
It's like that the entire time. It's satire. It's joking. I don't actually believe in
No,
well,
none
not
of
white
us
privilege,
do.
But
None of
Because it
us
doesn't
do.
exist.
Are we
That's for another
speaking
time.
for ourselves here, or
I mean, I can't say it doesn't exist because I can see how it can exist, but it doesn't exist as white privilege. It exists as rich privilege.
yeah?
You're born rich,
Yeah.
you stay rich, you get away with everything.
White privilege is bullshit because I showed the cop my tits and he still gave me a ticket.
Meh.
That fucking asshole.
we've talked about this a couple times. My sister has been pulled over 5 times. I haven't got a ticket for a single one of them.
I haven't got a ticket from being pulled over.
How many times have you been pulled over?
7?
How in the hell do you guys?
Because I'm driving around at
at that
1
time
or
of the
2 in the
night.
morning.
Yeah.
I'm going 60 and a 55. They're looking for a DUI. They're not looking for a small speeding ticket.
4 of the 5 times my sister has got pulled over, it's been that time of the night. And then the other time she was speeding at like 15 over and still didn't get a ticket, got a warning.
That lucky cunt.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Because I got ticketed at like 16.
Knock on wood, never been pulled over.
Better
Only
knock.
once.
Gotten really close twice.
I got pulled over one time and it wasn't even my fault. It was my passenger that got me pulled over.
Oh, you got to tell this one. All right.
I haven't told you guys.
No.
Okay, so it was really late at night. Me and a couple buddies we're still up. I texted them like, "Hey, who wants to go get food?" And then my 2 buddies like, "Hey, we're down. Like, meet us at my house." I'm like, "Cool. I'm on my way." I go pick them up. I go to the closest place that's still open, and I think we got McDonald's. And I had to get gas, and so I went a little further down from McDonald's to fill it up. And then I went on the interstate to go towards McDonald's. My buddy in the backseat had a fucking laser pointer.
Oh.
And he was shining it on the signs and the fucking semi truck in front of us. I was like, I swear to God, if you get me pulled over, I'm gonna beat your ass. I pull off onto the exit ramp. I look behind me, state dick, motherfucker.
I'd been pissed.
I head towards McDonald's, and I turn on my turn signal to get into McDonald's, and he turns his light on. I'm like, motherfucker. Pull in. I roll my window down. Guy, no bullshit. Who has the laser pointer? I'm like, I don't have the laser pointer. He's like, who does? I point to my buddy in the back seat because I'm not about to get in trouble for something I didn't fucking do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I even told him to not fucking mess with it. Like, I
Yeah.
did everything I could. I'm driving. I can't do anything.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
turn around and take it from him while you're
Right.
driving.
Especially whenever I'm going 70 miles an hour.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. And then he's like, all right, let me see it. He sees it. He plays with it for a little bit. Like, he's shining on the ground and shit. Gives it back. He's like, I just want to, just give you a warning. Because whenever you do that to a semi driver, they could be like, hey, that's a laser on a
Gun.
rifle. And that could lead real bad real
Or
quick.
blind somebody.
Or
Or
blind someone. I'm like, I completely understand. Like I said, it wasn't my fault. He's like, I get that. He's like, I'm mainly talking to your buddy in the back seat. I'm like, cool.
So what did you do to said buddy in the back seat?
What do I do to him?
Yeah.
He bought my McDonald's.
That's
I
it.
hope you took
Admonish.
advantage of that.
I did. I think my meal was $25.
Ooh, at McDonald's, that's...
That's
Hey.
a lot of McDonald's.
I'll have one of everything.
And then it was actually really cool. I gave him my license, and it was right before I turned 21. He was like, so were you guys out partying and anything? I was like, honestly, I literally texted these guys if they were hungry because I was hungry, and I didn't want to go alone. He's like, you weren't at a party around here or anything? I'm like, you can breathalyze me. I didn't have anything to drink.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I believe you because I don't smell any alcohol or see anything in the car. I'm like, that's cool. And so hands me my ID back, and then he compliments me on my truck.
Solid.
Yeah, he was like, I really like your truck, by the way. He's like, drive safe. I'm like, you too, officer.
You ever see them YouTube videos of people with like cool cars and they get pulled over just so the cop could be like, hey, nice car, bro. That's the full reason they got pulled over.
Yeah, they could technically sue for that.
Yeah, but usually they enjoy it anyways. It makes good
Yeah, I
content
know.
for them.
I know, but still, technically you can sue for that.
It's not like they gave him a ticket or anything.
No,
so it wouldn't
but
be that big of a deal. The most it would have been was just a headache of pulling over and then having to stop
Stop and-
wherever you're going, and then
yeah. But if you're driving a car like that, are you honestly in a hurry to get anywhere?
You're driving fast, but you're in a hurry to get nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
so yeah, that was the coolest cop I ever met.
Coolest one I ever met was when we were I showed up to a party and I'm gonna leave the description vague, but a vehicle was flipped.
Oh, I know which party you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
I think
the
we were
cop,
all there.
The cop showed up,
I think we all were there.
and I remember there was several people being like I remember one girl in particular. She was like, "Hey, if they start breathalyzing people, have them breathalyze you first because you're sober, and maybe they'll like only breathalyze you and a couple people, and then they won't go much further. Like, kind of prove to them this is a sober thing." And then the cop showed up, didn't care anything about that. He was just like, "This is just for insurance reasons, right?" I'm like, "Yep, sounds good." And then one of the guys who was obviously underage, obviously drunk, looks at the cop and goes, "We look underneath the hood of your police cruiser." The cop was like, "Sure, it's nothing really that interesting." So the cop just walks on over and like shows us around the engine bay. That guy was so easygoing.
That's
That was
literally
also
the-
a sheriff too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's why.
that was like the widest thing that we could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can you pop the hood of your cruiser?
It was just a Ford Explorer as well.
Yeah,
It's just a regular, I'm sure
Might-
they put a
it
bigger
probably-
motor in them for the
they probably
cops.
had a
But,
V8 in
yeah,
it.
but just a Ford Explorer with a V8. Woo.
The
It's
most
so funny that the cop was completely okay with that, though.
well, obviously it was like
He's very cool about it.
yeah. No.
It's not like we're causing trouble or anything.
Mm-mm.
Like someone was literally just a dumbass and flipped their car.
Somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What an interesting night, because I remember pulling in the driveway, and I think it was like playing music loud and just just being annoying because I seen people were standing outside, and the guy that owned the house was like, "Hey, get your fucking car out of the way, the cops are coming," and I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah.
Everybody
lot
was
of-
pissy.
A lot of crazy shit happens there though.
Yeah.
Happened.
True.
Yeah, we can't go back anymore.
Yeah, we can.
I mean,
yeah,
we'll call
it
them
won't
up.
be the same.
It would not be the same.
Go down there and find some more twisted teas in the basement.
Boy.
I would not be surprised if they're not all gone.
We gotta ask him if he ever finds anything in the basement from our days.
We threw shit
Destroying that place.
around. We did a lot of stupid stuff in that basement.
We did a lot of stupid
Yeah.
stuff there, period. I got a Buick stuck in a mud hole there.
Yeah.
I became Two-Face for a week. You guys remember that?
I think
Oh,
so,
I
yeah.
don't think you were there.
With the wheelbarrow
It wasn't a wheelbarrow. It was the
or the trailer.
trailer because we didn't have a hauling pitch or whatever. We didn't have.
We'd have a pin.
We didn't have the pin, and so our buddy jammed a screwdriver in that summit. Yep, that'll ride. I'm riding in the back in a lawn chair on the trailer. I think we had to grab coolers or something. Next thing you know, screwdriver falls out. I go fucking face first into the
Oh
dirt.
no.
I remember
Oh.
that. I was on the four-wheeler.
I had to explain to my football coaches what the fuck happened to me. You know, what I
Mm.
told them
What?
I was chasing my cousin who took my phone and I tripped on a log.
Those
Fair enough.
are some good times though. I don't miss those days, but I miss those days.
Yeah, I agree. Same.
I don't miss the drama that always happened.
No.
there.
There was so
Nope.
much drama. It was we hate this person this week. They're hanging out with us the next weekend, and we hate a different person. What the fuck?
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
It was just the group was just too fucking big.
But then there was just a lot of like one person does something I don't like. Nah, fuck that guy. Fake friend. Not dealing with him. There's a
Yeah.
lot of that. I didn't
Yeah.
understand.
No.
It was really odd. There was a lot of fun times at that place.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I remember somebody got scope eye from your 308 there.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
I also remember shooting a 45 for the first time without ear protection. Never shot a 45 ever. Great time. Gotta love not being able to hear anything.
I don't know. It was very hoodlum shit that we did there. It was kind of weird because of how country we all are.
It was a good time though.
Oh yeah.
And then there was them days where we'd all get together and like that one time we got together, we all like mowed the lawn together and then made food on the grill, and it's like we feel like a big ass family or something.
I was not there for that one.
I was also not
I was there.
It was a good time for that one.
It was a good time.
Actually, yeah, because you were driving, we were grass sweeping. You were driving the 4-wheeler, and I
And
was sitting on the back holding the grass sweeper at the
sweeper.
right angle.
Yep.
Yeah, the grass sweeper sucks, so I had to sit on the back and hold it.
Uh,
I have videos of that somewhere.
No. I know his parents were gone a lot during the weekends during the summer because they went up to their lake house. So we helped him out with a lot of chores because me and
Yeah, 'cause
Brady.
it was like, all we got to do is this one chore, and we can do whatever.
Yeah. And we always helped him out with that shit. Because me and Brady both kind of, at that point, I was working at the recycling center the first time I worked there. And me and Brady would basically get off work, go home, shave, and shower, and then go there.
I
And-
spent 2 days a week there every week for a couple of years.
Yep. He'd leave by midnight on Fridays, and the next Saturday he would show up by 1.
And then I remember eating they're a chain, Casey's General Store Pizza.
Yeah. It used to be good, and I don't know what happened to it, but I don't like it anymore.
I'm going to have to try it again. It's been a while.
It's so fucking greasy.
I liked it though.
I don't think it's as greasy as it was.
It tastes like rubber and grease. That's what it tastes like to me now.
Maybe it was just the one time you've had it. If they had a bad
It was a
batch.
couple of times, but
I
who
used to
knows?
eat that twice a week.
I used to have that a lot.
I remember me and you during Lent going and getting it with your
Cheese.
ex-girlfriend, getting a cheese pizza and it being so hot that it burnt the skin off the top of my mouth.
I remember that.
It's the only time I ever like sat down and ate in there.
Casey's,
Yeah. The place is gotta be like one of the best gas stations though. They got like the biggest selection of stuff. They've always got plenty of pumps.
You know what I saw sitting in there? A hot chip. Like the one chip
Oh,
challenge.
All the one
yeah.
chip
Ooh,
challenge.
yes.
If you guys want to do it,
No.
Honestly, I
I enjoy
think
my
you should.
spice
Were you
enough that I
there?
can taste the food.
Were you there at that house? There, the one we were just talking about. Whenever he got ghost peppers,
Yes.
did you try one?
Yes.
Oh man, that was an experience and a half.
It was
Remember several of us sitting upstairs in the kitchen,
chugging
passing
me.
around a jug of milk. Just we finished almost an entire gallon of milk between whoever it was that was sharing it. I never swallowed it because I was not about to ruin the rest of my day with my stomach hurting. I will admit, if somebody got either A, a scorpion pepper, or B, a Carolina Reaper, which are now both hotter than ghost pepper, I'd probably try one.
I wouldn't.
I'd do the hot chip.
I'm over that shit.
I think they have a new hot chip challenge, possibly like a higher up one. Than prior.
There's the Low Nitro's gummy bear. That's 6 times hotter than the one chip. It's like 6 million of the Scoville.
Your
Jesus, fuck
brother
that.
did that one chip challenge at the Game Fry. He
Yeah.
cried.
Yep. At the Legion.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you're gonna cry.
Yeah.
he looked
Also,
rough.
I think that'd be something cool for us to do at the end of an
At
episode.
the end.
Yes.
Oh my
Because
god.
If we tried
Otherwise-
doing it at the beginning, that episode would be absolutely fucking trash.
You've seen the YouTube channel Hot Ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd basically be like doing that.
Yeah.
No. I don't. If we do it for the podcast, it's one thing, but
The end of the podcast would just be a
That's
bunch.
it would be
like,
4.
if we
The end of the
started.
podcast would be.
It'd be a bunch
I'm
of
gonna have to
noises
stock
of
up
us
on some
like
milk.
sniffling, like because our noses are running,
Oh
and
fuck.
I'll
yeah,
get some
just be a bunch of
tissues.
that.
I mean, there has to be some sort of build up, you know.
We'd have to like
Maybe we do like the
do that and
end of
then
the
play a game.
podcast under the influence of it. But like that's kind of an odd way to put it. But do it,
After the effects.
try to go a little bit and see how it goes, and then try to break it up at the end, and
Oh,
then our listeners get to have that experience with us.
Hear us suffer.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Whenever I listen to podcasts, it's fun to listen to people suffer.
I mean, isn't that
Little
kind of
bit.
the idea of us doing something like that, though? We're trying to share our experience with them.
I feel like
Yeah.
we should do it and then play some kind of game where we have to talk so that
Ooh.
there's like
The Would You Rather game.
Ooh, yeah, we could do that.
Do this. That way you have to like talk in the process, and if it's absolute garbage, then we can scrap the footage. But
No,
No,
it will not be
no,
garbage.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be calling me gold.
So I guess that's something you guys want to see. I'm sure you guys would love to hear us do it.
I don't know how long those chips are going to last, so if I could get the money sooner rather than later, they're like $10 a chip.
Okay.
ooh, I didn't realize that they were so
Yeah.
expensive.
And I don't like I said, I don't know how.
Don't feel free to pull from the jar.
Yeah,
Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions, things that you want
Yeah,
to
tweet
see us
at
do
us.
like that.
because I had a buddy who went down to Gatlinburg a couple weeks ago, and he sent me a picture of the little Nitro's gummy bear. I was like, "Fuck that gummy bear."
Yeah, fuck that. I don't know. Since we're kind of come up with ideas too, I just want to put this out here since we already got it kind of planned out already. We're gonna be starting a D&D podcast. Hopefully, either towards the end of this year or beginning of next.
Work best, probably.
Yeah, is when it's gonna probably come out. I'm hoping that goes well. Hopefully, you guys find that entertaining. Just imagine these 3 jokers and staff trying to run through a campaign that I put them through.
Indeed.
I'm interested in it.
I just can't wait. I already got the story kind of planned out, and I want to see how you guys react to this shit.
He says he can't wait, but he's the one guy we're waiting on.
No, not only. We're also
No.
waiting on setup.
And Sev has to finish college too
Do it.
to participate.
Yeah. Brady did not look happy about that.
What about what?
Explain
joking.
yourself, Brady.
I'm confused. Like,
You
why
gave
thought I
Sav
didn't
the look
happy
again.
about that.
What the fuck was that joke?
It was.
I don't remember. It was
so,
some feminist.
One of you
joke.
two said, "You belong in the kitchen." I think
Brennan
it was.
did.
No. It was you. It was you, Aaron, because I remember looking at Sav, but only just to see what her reaction was of you saying that.
Yeah, but he
And
wasn't saying it about
Everybody
Sav.
else took it as I'm looking at Sav to like
No,
take digs at her, I guess.
no. Aaron said it about somebody else. None of
Yeah,
us
we
looked at
just said it
Sav.
to say it.
No, he said it to say it. And you just looked at Sav to see her reaction, and she thought,
And she was like, "What the fuck are you looking at me for? I ain't gonna make you a sandwich, bitch."
So
Ain't the same.
it
How
comes
about
from
some
the fact.
sandwiches?
It comes to the fact that your ex-girlfriend, anytime you would say anything that she did not enjoy in the slightest, she would just instantly get pissed off. So quick.
Well, she was a bitch.
It was
So-
really
Yeah.
easy for her to get pissed off.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Somebody would just like look at her the wrong direction, and she would just like text you like, "Hey, I got to talk to you outside," and then she just like would want to leave.
Yeah, that was real annoying.
I'm glad we got you out of that.
I remember that time.
Telling me.
I don't know if I've talked about this in the podcast or not. If I have, you can feel free to stop me. But there was a
Stop.
Listen we were sitting in that buddy's basement we were talking about the other day, and you had to send video proof that you weren't hanging out with a girl at the time. It was me, one other guy, and you sitting in the basement playing video games.
I remember talking about it. I don't remember if it was on the podcast.
But she thought she seen the guy that owned the house we were at a party with this girl who got around, and
yeah,
she
she was
seen that.
100% convinced I was getting fucked that night.
yeah, just because somehow the guy that
Hmm.
owns the house we're at is in the same location as this girl means that you're fucking her. Somehow that's a big jump she made, and you had to send video proof of us chilling in this basement just playing video games. And I remember being like, "This is the stupidest thing ever." I remember you thinking it was the stupidest thing ever.
It was the stupidest fucking thing ever.
Yep.
I
Oh,
wonder if she ever got her license or if she just drove around by people the rest
I'm
of her
gonna
life.
say no.
I don't think she would ever get a license knowing who she is.
I want to say like 99% sure I saw her at Walmart, and she got into the passenger seat of a car. So if that says anything,
She literally is like an old child. It's weird because she was
Yeah.
older than you, right? Didn't have her license though. You had to drive her everywhere.
no,
I think
She was
legal
older than
to.
most of us.
Yeah,
she was
I think
older than everybody here.
I think she was legal to drink when we were hanging out in high school.
No.
No, not
Not
that old.
quite.
No. So we were graduated.
But she acted like a child.
Well, yeah.
Well, boys,
The funny thing is, she turned out to be the one doing the sketchy shit. So
Wah. Wah.
I don't get it, but you'll have to explain later.
she
Oh,
cheated
yeah.
on him.
Oh, okie dokie.
no,
Dumbass.
no hard evidence, but everything I'm just assuming, and
Everything points to yes, so he's assuming yes.
yeah.
And
Didn't
there
you
was,
set up-
you just needed a reason to get out of there anyways.
Well, here's the big kicker. I got woken up at 7:00 in the morning by her phone calling me, but a dude was like talking to me, be like, "Hey, like she left her phone at my apartment
oh.
because like
Yeah.
she got too drunk and couldn't go home." I was like, "You couldn't go home with who brought you there?"
Interesting.
Yeah.
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 When I tell you, I was a pissed off motherfucker that day.
That reminds me of another thing that happened to me. There was a time where I had. I
Brady,
don't
you
remember
never had a
how.
girlfriend.
What?
I said, Brady, you never had a girlfriend.
No, so there was this girl. I don't remember
Who was
how
my
she ended
friend.
up being on my.
She's not my girlfriend.
How she ended up being on my Snapchat. But one random night, I get a Snapchat from her, and I like was laying in bed. It's like 11. I'm like, what the fuck? I get on there, and it is just a picture of her tits.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it's this picture or video of these two dudes after it going, yeah, we fucking the shit out of her. Yeah, we be fucking the shit out of her. And like, it was an old picture, it was on her phone. I'm sure they weren't. Actually, I know they weren't, but it was just like something stupid. They had stole her phone, found a picture of her tits in her camera roll, and sent it to me. And they thought that I like cared for some reason.
That's funny shit.
They were just like, yeah, bro, we be fucking her. Like I think they thought that me and her were trying to date. And so like they were making me feel bad. Like I think that's what they thought. But no. And then I remember I Snapchatted her about it the next morning. She was like, hey, you know, did you get any weird Snapchats last night? And I was like, yeah,
Yes.
about that. I did. I told her what they all said, and she was like, just so you know. And I seen the guys in the video. She was like, just so you know, they're pretty disgusting. They was not fucking me. I was like,
Brady,
they were
maybe
very, very
Wait,
brash looking
wait.
people.
Brady, maybe they were trying to get you into her because she was into you.
You didn't pass the test, Brady.
Well, considering by the next half a year she was pregnant, no. Don't think
Somebody
so.
was fucking her.
She has a kid now. So no. I don't think that was how that worked.
But you never know.
And does it surprise anybody if I say the father wasn't around either?
No.
Okay.
There's a little Brady running around and he doesn't know it.
Yeah, whatever.
The teetotaler has a kid.
You guys take it as like an insult, but I think it's the funniest word ever, so I'm
That's
enjoying
gonna be
this.
that fucking kid's name.
You can't even get drunk to have the excuse.
Just call him T for short.
T.
Yo,
Call
T.
him
Yo, T.
Little T.
Yo, T.
That was like
He's like the biggest alcoholic.
that was like the kid in high school in our grade. You know, I could say his first name because it's a really common first name, Tyler. Then we shortened his nickname was Ty. And then for a while there, a couple of guys just walked around and went, Ty. And then we kept joking about how we eventually were going to shorten his name to just gonna be the letter T. The sound the T makes, that's it. Yeah.
I saw him over the weekend.
I miss that guy. I haven't seen him in forever.
He's the exact same. Has not changed.
That does not surprise me.
Well, boys, do you have anything else to talk about?
It is currently 62 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
Yeah.
It's definitely warmer than that in here.
Well, yeah, we got a computer and
Wolf-
4 bodies.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
This-
cold when we came in here.
It was. I remember feeling
Well, I set
like
my house to 65 today, so
Oh, that's fair.
I'm ready for like the winter, so hopefully it combats itself and it's kind of okay temperature in here. We'll see, but
we can open up the window in the winter.
yeah,
There you go.
Accidentally leave it open. It snows in your house.
Ruins my computer.
Yeah.
Podcast is fucked.
Good times.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I hate living where we do with the weather. The winter gets annoying.
I don't know. I can't complain about it.
Okay.
Brady, we get snow maybe twice a year.
Whatever.
We got a lot of snow this past year.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
how many
the-
times did it snow? Like, it was like a week that it snowed and then just stuck around.
The snow's not the part that really bugs me. It's what we do to the roads
The
to
salt on
prevent
the
the snow,
roads.
the salt.
You know what, Brady?
It costs
If-
people a lot of money.
well, Brady, if it bothers you so much, go move down south.
I've said several times I'd love to take this entire community and move them down south because I love the area we live in and the people in it. But
You're gonna take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
we'll take Bikini Bottom and we'll push it somewhere else.
Global
Classic.
warming's coming around, so hopefully here pretty soon.
Yeah,
we're
in the
just
next
gonna
20 years we won't have to worry
Yeah.
about it. It'll be
Yeah.
warm here anyways.
They said that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah, the salt, I mean it ruins vehicles and it costs money and you can't keep a vehicle nice around here if you drive in the winter, really.
Yeah.
You really have to like maintain the shit out of it all the time if you do.
Cheap to live here, Brady. You move much anywhere else, it's gonna get a lot more expensive. Trust me.
I could find an area like this somewhere else, but it wouldn't have the people in it that I like, so
Doing a podcast would be a bitch with you
Yeah.
if you move that far.
We'll just kick him off. He already talks too much, anyways.
Our episode's like 5 minutes long.
It's kind of nice that he talks a lot though, because otherwise we'd just be sitting in silence for a hot
It's a
minute.
bunch of filler.
I'd also
That's
like
true.
to point out I don't try to talk like this.
We
Like,
know,
it
Brady.
really
We know.
I apologize. I'm really sorry about it. I get into it.
Hey, Brady. We don't care. We're trying to hurt your feelings.
Okay.
Get a phone.
You got a month, or you're getting drunk.
Whatever.
I don't think he believes that we'll come out on the our end of the deal.
It's like that meme from Trailer
What
Park Boys.
deal?
The lady's just like shoving that bottle of liquor into Bubbles' mouth. Like,
Yeah.
I think of Trailer Park Boys. I just think of the one where he's coming out of the trailer and just
Julia.
running into everything.
No, we'd make it fun for you to get drunk. Like we'll play drinking games.
I have a feeling that if this were
Brady,
to
you
happen,
can-
there'd be a lot of conditions. Like I'm like, hey,
Brady, you can drunkenly play mortuary assistant.
we'd have to do it on my terms. Let's put it that way.
Yes, we know that. But get a new phone.
Because you guys have dreams of like, yeah, we're gonna do a big ass New Year's party and like get.
I don't
no,
believe
I never
that's
said
what our
that.
plan is at all.
No, like around here would just play fucking beer pong in here or something.
Kind of hard to do in this room. I feel like.
Not in this exact
I
For
don't
room.
even
heaven's
know
sake,
what
Brady.
the fuck he's talking about, you
I
dumb
know.
fuck.
I still think we got to give him the fucking Aaron and Alex treatment where you go in a fucking cold ass barn in the wintertime and freeze your dicks off and drink.
You're gonna
gotta play that
drink and
card
you're gonna
game
be
again.
unhappy while you do it.
Yes.
We gotta play that card game again, because that was a fun
That
game.
was fun.
What card game?
The card dart game that we brought up on the podcast
Oh,
before.
yeah.
That's
I thought you were
right.
talking about the one where like, I don't know. I don't remember much of it, but I remember you guys playing it and something about going on a bus or something or on a train. I'm not sure.
No,
but-
no. That
Let's
is
ride the
Irish
bus.
poker.
yeah, that.
Ride the
If you
bus.
want to get drunk fast, let me deal and play Irish poker.
No.
I mean, the faster you drink, the faster you get drunk. So, I mean, you actually consume less alcohol later in the day.
I could rally.
That way you would only suffer for this amount of time instead of a longer amount.
I'd
of
probably
time.
have to go for like a mixed drink. I would say,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think you would be a mixed drink kind of guy.
and I hate to tell you, I'm not going to puke level.
Well,
Not.
no one ever plans
It just
to go to
No.
puke
Oh
level.
yeah.
You never do.
No, you
just
just to the point,
happens.
like, wow, I feel really fucking good, and then 2 minutes later, I gotta
I got fucking
puke.
puke. Yeah.
I'll bring in some Captain and Coke next. I'll let you try that. I think you might like that.
I remember.
I got Coke, so just bring the captain.
Done deal.
I remember during a party at that house we were talking about earlier, there was 5 people that threw up before it ever got dark out. You were one of them, but
Yeah.
yours was unrelated to alcohol. I think you accidentally swallowed your dip and was drunk at the same time.
Yeah, that happened a lot back then.
You threw up out the window into the little windowsill
Yeah.
thing.
I only threw up once because of dip and just because
Well-
no.
So at the time, I didn't smoke, I didn't do vape, so I dipped. That was my nicotine, and when I drink, I want nicotine.
Right.
So I was going with the spit and chug. And once you get drunk enough, you forget to spit before you chug.
I remember there was one time, not gonna name names, but the guy whose cousin and your cousin who owned the house we were at, he was trying to see how big of a dip he could get into his lip. So he was just
Yeah, and he
fitting
did a whole horseshoe.
as much as he could into his mouth, and then it accidentally slipped out of his lip and went straight down his throat. We were sitting there, and he was just kind of like doing it, and we were like playing games or something, and all of a sudden he just rips the trash can over and fucking starts throwing up into the trash can because it all went down his throat all at once.
That's tough. I remember he got bet to put a whole can chew in his mouth at once.
Yeah.
We were on a boat, and then the fucking guy that bet him, dude.
Oh, that's stupid.
You could probably guess who it was that didn't pay him.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
No. You make a bet like that or a deal like that, you better fall up on your end.
Like that time one of the guys at work decided that they found a rotten pepper in the bottom of somebody's bag of cans. And they go, hey, I'll give you $10 if you eat this. And he was like, no. And one of the other guys was like, I'll give you $20 if you eat it. Like, you guys combine, make $30, I'll eat it. Fucking ate it. And then got sick and had to go home for work that day. I lost money in that situation.
Yeah.
I just remember the time that I put on the. Okay, so you guys are gonna be proud of me.
No,
You guys are gonna be proud
there's
of me.
no pride in this.
So, Brady has told you guys about the time on a Saturday when I first worked there, where my work dad told me to said he'd give me like $1.50 or whatever a pop.
You buy you a drink.
He'd buy me a drink if I wore a catcher's mask for the rest of the day, and I did it. So a couple weeks ago,
That's funny.
forget what he found. He found something. I think it was a hat, like a helmet hat thing. I don't forget what it was. But we had 2 hours left in the day. Like, I'll give you $1 if you wear this for the rest of the day. I look at the clock, look at him, and I go, it's going to be more like 3 right now.
Jesus.
And I'm quoting him right here. Said, I never thought there was a day when I would say that Alex has matured.
I remember when he wore that catcher's mask because it wasn't the idea of him just wearing the catcher's mask. It was the fact that it came out of a roll-off box, and it was one of the ones that was kind of wet, so like everything kind of mixes together. So like you never know what kind of juices were on that catcher's mask. I wouldn't put that near my face. Remember right at the end of the day when you took it off, our boss took it directly from your hands because he was like, I'm ready for this idiot to get this off his face. He probably felt like an idiot the entire day when customers were coming in and you're wearing this thing talking to them.
I don't remember doing it.
You were the face of his business for that day, and everybody had to see.
Whenever you were talking about changing the music station or the radio back to like the non-shit music that your coworker was playing,
Mhm.
you know what you gotta do one time? Start blaring Christmas music.
He
Oh, we do
hates
that
it.
during the
We've done
Christmas
that.
season. We do that during Christmas
No,
season.
but here's the thing: find it without the Christmas without the Christmas season. Do it like
Oh.
next week.
So we actually
So-
talked about bringing one of them FM transmitter in and just playing whatever we want, and he won't know why.
But it's on like
music.
his favorite radio station. So when he tunes it in, it's like playing country music.
Honestly,
Because he hates
You
country
should do
music as
that.
well.
Yeah. We've talked about doing that many a times, and I'm still debating on doing it just
Do
to
it.
piss him off.
I've got a classic story here. So our biggest fan, DW, he one time he likes Christmas music. I don't know if he actually likes it or if he just likes it ironically. I'm not sure. But one year we were working out back on our recycs. It was like me and another guy that was a couple grades above us in school working back there, and DW. And he takes the radio and he turns on a Christmas station and cranks it full volume. And then he found another radio we had in one of the buildings, put it at the other side of the room, plugged it in, cranked it to full volume, put it on the same station. Everybody at the entire place could hear this. My dad remembers being at the complete other side of like the entire property and hearing it and just laughing because he didn't know who it was. But then our boss comes back there, and like usually he doesn't change the radio, he just leaves it whatever. But like if he's trying to talk and it's super loud, he'll like turn it off or turn it down. He walks over and turns off the radio, and I remember like he didn't know about the other radio. It was sitting in a weird spot. I remember him like turning it off, and like the look of confusion on his face when it didn't get any quieter was so funny. We lost it. He didn't even find the other radio. He just told us what he was gonna tell us and then walked off. And he never figured out why the music kept playing.
That's funny.
Ugh.
The classic. That was pretty loud. Like you had to yell to each other to be able to hear anything.
Well,
Boys, I think we
came to a
was-
good stop.
yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out to our socials real quick?
Oh yeah. So on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, you can find us as the handle BL Hooligans. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube and a couple of other podcast platforms as Borderline Hooligans. Or if you looked us up as Borderline Hooligans on any of them, find us very easily. On that note, bye.
Get a new fucking phone, you teetotaler.